proposal, that's a detailed proposal in terms of what's necessary to secure the border. And the Democrats continue to resist coming to the table, continue to resist all efforts to negotiate an agreement on this. So we are going to stand firm. We are working to make sure that the American people are safe, and that's our most important obligation. And so it's something we're very committed to, and we would really like to see the Democrats respond to the very detailed offer the White House put on the table. I'd like to turn it over now to the board.
I thought the president did a really important job of explaining to the American people what the crisis at the border is all about and what this battle is about to get the government reopened while also making sure the president has the tools to secure the border. I thought when you saw the Democrats' response with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer saying it was a fabricated crisis is just a denial of reality. And it's an insult to the families of all of those victims of crime. The opioid crisis, which is so real in almost every community in this country, where 90% of the heroin coming into America is coming across the southern border. How can you say that's a fabricated crisis? And if you think it's a fabricated crisis, then why did Chuck Schumer vote back in 2006 to allow for a wall to be built? And by the way, the language he voted for is very similar to the law that's currently being used to build the border that we have today. So ultimately, this is a real serious crisis that has to be solved, and it's got to be solved through honest negotiations. The president put a credible offer on the table that's based upon the experts, the people that risk their lives to keep this country safe. And if the Democrats have a different way of securing the border, it's time for them to put that counteroffer on the table. They have refused to negotiate up until now. I think the American people are fed up with those kind of old-style Washington tactics. It's time for them to do their jobs, put a credible alternative on the table, and let's get this crisis resolved.
We had an opportunity last night to speak to the American public, hearing all sides. The president laying out I thought from a very confident position of where he's at, realizing that there is a crisis along the border and a need to solve it. We listened to the Democrats. The challenge there was that they don't even believe in the crisis, the amount of drugs and others that's coming across. Now is the time I believe the American people want this solved. The president asked for another meeting today. I'm very hopeful. The president is correct when he said in his statement last night it would only take 45 minutes. In the meetings that we've had, many times Democrats didn't even want to talk or would not even allow facts to be presented. Now is the opportunity to find an agreement. We made some progress in the last meeting. In those meetings, everyone says they're for border security. I don't believe anybody in America believes you can have border security without some form of a barrier in places. And that's really what this discussion is about. So let's stop when I talk to the other side. They're putting politics before people. The government is shut down. We have a crisis at the border. Now is the time for real leadership. Now is the time to come to that agreement. And if we can't get the answer, we should stay. We should stay and solve this, because there are Americans out there that will be harmed. Harmed about what comes across the border, harmed without a paycheck. I'm committed to staying and get the job done. Republicans last week made a motion on the floor not to leave. We may have a disagreement, then let's get in the room and solve it. It's the way our government works. Find compromise. I will work with anyone who wants to be able to solve this problem, make America safer, and make sure this shutdown gets taken off.
Are you working with the small group of Republicans to reopen the 6 agencies you voted last week?
I'm trying to work with everybody, because the real challenge here is the Democrats who don't even want to talk about the problem. When we go into these meetings, Nancy Pelosi would not even let the Secretary of Homeland go. She didn't want to hear it. When facts were presented, she says, I don't agree with your facts. This is the challenge that we have. Democrats said, I can't talk about anything until government's open. 45 minutes, not only would government be open, but we'd have our borders secure. So I will work with anybody who wants to solve the problem.
Mr. Speaker, you all will be going to meet with the president today. You're saying if the Democrats don't offer anything, we're on week 3, almost 4 of this government shutdown, and people will be feeling the pain of the shutdown. What else can you give? What else can you negotiate?
Well, it's really difficult that the Democrats would want to keep this shutdown going. If you watched, even prior to getting into this partial shutdown, where it's only 25%, which is too much in any way that you show, the president stayed here. Democrats did not. We came and met with Senator Schumer. The vice president did. giving an offer prior to even getting to that point. In the Senate, it takes 60 votes. So he had a decision to make. Did he want to go into shutdown during Christmas, or did he want to solve the problem? This is very simple. People can just get in the room. And you know what's going to happen today? We're all going to be in the room. So all it takes is a little will. And I will tell you this, being one of the people in the room, I want to solve the problem. I'd like to stay in that room until it gets solved. And I would be excited to be able to walk out and tell the American public, yes, the government's back open and we secured our border. So remember what we're asking for. The president is simply asking just to give 10% of what last year we gave to foreign countries. That was the aid we gave, more than $56 billion. Can we take 10% of that and secure our own border? I don't think Americans would disagree with that. It didn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. I believe in border security. I also believe in government staying open. That's why I'm committed to make sure we stay here and stay in that meeting until we solve it. Thank you all very much.
Do you support the president declaring a national emergency to come up with the money for the wall?
The president did not declare a national emergency last night. He wants to be able to solve this legislatively. It's a real challenge when the Democrats won't even give an offer back, won't even do anything. This is a crisis that we need to solve, and I'm committed to making sure we solve it. We can solve this in 45 minutes. So the real question comes down to, do the Democrats want to open the government back up and solve the problem?
But do you think
Thank
he
very
should?
much.
But do you think?